and welcome to another episode of this Australian guy playing GeoGuessr. As always, I'm just this guy who plays GeoGuessr from Australia. I share these videos primarily not for my friends to see. I've got some friends who say they like watching me. But anyone else who's dropped in, enjoy. If this is your type of thing. I put out a request for my friends to vote for what map they wanted me to do next, and they've chosen for me to do the Australian map. The Australian map, well, I'm Australian, and I've got a fair knowledge of Australian geography, although nowhere near as good as I thought it was, it turns out, once I started playing GeoGuessr. But this helps me learn a bit more, and yeah, my main problem with Australian maps is what I call straight roads in the middle of nowhere. Where's the Australian map? Oh, there wasn't. There it is. Like this. Straight road, middle of nowhere. Kangaroos for the next 30 kilometres. But let's see how we go. As always, unless I say otherwise, and in this case I'm not saying otherwise, I use the knowledge in my head to play these. I don't look things up. I do play games sometimes where I look things up, but in this occasion, this is just the knowledge on my own head. So let's see how we go. Start. Map 1. Okay, immediate impressions. Suburbia, Headland. Could be Western Australia, the Port Hedland over there. Yeah, there's a lot there that does look potentially Western Australian-ish, but headlands could just also be a headland anywhere. There's nothing that immediately tells me a suburb, sorry, a state. But yeah, let's see what we've got. We've got some signs over here. Let's see if we can read any of these. Oh, not really. They're real estate signs. And this does look like it might be a fairly new housing development. But nothing that leaps out to tell me any real geographical information that I can see. Stockdale logo, that phone numbers could be anywhere. South Coast. I think that might say South Coast. Okay. Just helpful, somewhat. But, again, there's a lot of South Coast in Australia. Let's see what we get if we move along here. We've got some sort of retirement village or something. Sunny Sand Residential Village. It's for sale. Stockdale and Lego. Stockdale and Lego is a real estate agent that's all over Australia, so again, not that helpful. A boat. Well, South Coast also suggests close to the beaches. The boat would tend to suggest that too. I'm now leaning towards southern Queensland. For no other reason than... no, that's different. Bass Coast. Okay, that changes everything. Because this is Bass Strait. And South Coast would suggest southern Victoria. I don't know where Bass Coast is, but even though I live in Victoria, I don't know all the council areas, but that's a big help. So I'm now leaning towards Victoria. Somewhere on the coast. Now, away from Melbourne. But, let's see what we get from this. It's a bus, obviously. Is it going to give me any useful information? Like a, just school bus. Okay. That's something, anyway. So, what do I look for when I do these? I look for schools, I look for other landmarks. Okay, I'm looking roughly east at the moment. Yeah, looking roughly east at the moment. You can't see any mountains or anything. The Mews, can't see much around. It's fairly flat, which again isn't that surprising, but there's nothing to leap out to tell me that I'm not where I think I am, which is somewhere on the south coast of Victoria, outside of Melbourne. Bass Coast. I know the area east of Melbourne's somewhat better than the area west, so the fact that I don't know where Bass Coast is suggests to me maybe I am looking west of Melbourne. But on the other hand, Bass Strait really doesn't go as far west of Melbourne as it does east. So, What do we got here? Gold is green. Okay. So what I'm looking for something to help me. It blurs the number plates, but I was hoping maybe I could see something. They're not yellow number plates. Yellow number plates indicates New South Wales pretty strongly, so they're not yellow. But as I said, I don't think I'm in New South Wales to start with. That's doing is a kind of confirmation. Okay, that could be useful. Inverloch. Inverloch. Okay, that's helpful. That's helpful. Inverloch. Inverloch. Portland. Port MacDonald. To Western Australia now, and as I said, I thought it was Victoria because of the Bass Coast thing. Inverloch. Nothing leaks out at me at Inverloch, but so maybe I'm leaning on the wrong thing of thinking I'm there. So I'm putting a lot on Bass Strait being Bass Coast. Let's just have a look at Tasmania, just to the other side of Bass Strait. But South Coast would suggest, obviously, Victoria. Not because up in Bass Strait is North Coast for Tassie. So, this is going to be the same type of sign. Yep. Okay. Let's see what else we can get. Let's go. So I'm leaning towards Victoria, based on Bass Coast and then the South Coast, but it's very, very, it's not limited information, but it could be misleading me. So let's see what we get here. Just would love these signs to be slightly clearer. Again, Inverloch. Okay, so definitely somewhere Inverloch. I don't know where Inverloch is. I'm guessing coastal south, but that really is based nothing on. Now this could be helpful. We're getting into sort of more, slightly more there. Wonthaggi, right? That's a huge help. Wonthaggi. Because that means I'm around here somewhere. There's it, Wonthaggi. There's Inverloch. Okay, now I'm in the... Right, let's go back to my starting point and see what I can get. I've got headland. There's not a lot of streets. And Inverloch is not a huge place, so I'm looking at the north-south road, fairly major one. It's got a roundabout. It's not a huge busy thing, but it's not a tiny road. Headland Street. Yeah, okay. So let's see if we can see Headland Street running roughly west-east. Okay. Looking around. Inverloch, Inverloch, Inverloch. Didn't see a school, so... But this is pretty good. Headland Street, Anglican Church. Okay. Now. Woodland Heath. Dixon Street, Lavington. Or Lavington, Royal Parade. Headland. Ha ha ha. Right, let's have a look at that. That was... It is indeed Headland Way. So... There's a roundabout to Headland Way. Let's see what else we get with a look. There's the street name there. No. There's a fairly decent South Street. Headland Way only seems to have the one roundabout. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yes. 15 metres. I was on the wrong side of the roundabout, but enough for 5,000 points. Okay. Excellent. That went well. Map 2. Ugh, blurry. Neighbourhood watch sign, same type of neighbourhood watch sign we have Victoria. Doesn't mean we're Victoria, they could use those types of signs elsewhere too. But in the absence of anything else, that's all I've got so far. Yeah. So that is a neighbourhood watch sign. I have to take my word for it, but that is reasonably recognisable. Okay. So I just don't know if neighbourhood watch signs in other parts of the country use the same symbol. I do think the ones in Victoria do say have association with Victoria Police, so it might suggest the signs are different elsewhere. But yeah, so it's a neighbourhood watch area. That's really not helpful, except let's say too maybe if the sign was clearer. But that's something. Okay, that's Karma Street. I can't again. Don't recognise that symbol. But that. Let's see. Where's that taxi gone? Back up there. Might be able to get something that cab if I can get a look at it again. I've sort of jumped away from it, unfortunately. Okay, that does look like a Victorian cab. Okay, so Victoria. Does help. It's a big help actually. You can get a state, so I'm just going to zoom in on Victoria to remind myself that I think I'm in Victoria somewhere, but I need more than that for a decent score. Oh, real estate sign again, could be helpful. Might not be. Let's have a look. For lease, can't quite read the suburb. Camira Court, that's a quite clear sign, but that tells me no through a road. Doesn't give me council information. Ooh, there is an address there, but it's not one I can read. Okay. Caravan. Yeah, somewhere in Victoria I'm leaning towards at the moment, as I said, because of the taxi mostly, because that's what Victorian taxis look like, and I don't. There's possible taxis in other states look similar, but certainly not in all other states. So let's have a look. What do we got here? Okay, this is getting promising. This looks like a fairly major road. I'm looking roughly west. Okay, this is helpful. Stop, look, listen, and think. Doesn't immediately jump out at me, but yeah. Okay. That bus stop sign there is Victorian, so yes, again Victorian. I think it's specifically Melbourne Metropolitan, but I won't swear to that. So, neighbourhood watch. Yes, I definitely know it's Victoria now. No doubt about that. Gloucester Street. Looking north, we've got some sort of mountainy area. If I can get a look at one of these bus stop signs. Ugh, yeah, quite dreary when I move up there, and that makes the signs harder to read. Less light means less resolution to the pictures. Still, orange. That suggests a school may be approaching. This is a children crossing sign. Schools would be helpful, but in this conditions, I probably can't read any signs. Ugh. But we'll see. So somewhere in metropolitan Melbourne I'm now leaning towards. That's a big area, but still giving me some sort of focus. Another bus. No. Okay, we might get something here. It's a milk bar or something, I'd say there with a tell. It's interesting. Yeah, it's a milk bar, I'd say. Which is what we call a little corner shop in Australia, or my part of Australia anyway. Things differ. Let's see what we get here. Grovedale Baptist Church. So it's a Grovedale. So Melbourne's a big place, but oh, hang on, this is throwing me something. Advertiser. Am I in South Australia? No, I don't think I'm in South Australia. The reason I don't think I'm in South Australia is the information I've already said that made me think Victoria, but also the power poles are not the type you'd normally see in suburban South Australia. But maybe the Advertiser. If the Advertiser is a major paper, maybe I'm this part of Victoria closer to Adelaide than I am to Melbourne, because the Advertiser is the main newspaper for Adelaide, not for Melbourne. It is. Herald Sun as well. So look at the Melbourne papers too. The Melbourne Herald Sun and the Advertiser. So I'm guessing now, Western Victoria. Okay. Not measurable in Melbourne. But, I'd like a bit more information. Okay. Let's tuck that in and let's see what else we get, if anything. If that was... Yeah, that sign there suggests maybe a school ahead. I can't get down there. Okay. Let's see what we get if I can get off this bus stop sign. Yeah, okay. So that's rural because of the small numbers. If you look at the bus stop there, route 14 and 20 below it. Melbourne metropolitan area, the bus routes are 3 numbers long, so it is a rural, not Melbourne. And I'm leaning towards Western Victoria and looking for somewhere like Grove. Oh dear. Let's have a look. It's a reasonably big place by the looks of it. Now we're not talking about a country town, so maybe somewhere around Portland. Or around. It's probably getting too warm up here for the thing, but okay. Yeah. Somewhere in Western Victoria. That's my current guess. What else can I get? Can't get. I wish I could get down that street. It's annoying me. What else have we got here? Okay. So I'm confident it's Victoria. I'm leaning towards Western Victoria because the fact that the Advertiser. Oh, hang on. What's Geelong's major newspaper called? Is there a Geelong Advertiser too? There might be. Oh, that's the thing. Yes, hang on. Oh, I might be throwing myself. I can't remember what the main newspaper for Geelong is. Geelong, for those who are overseas, is Melbourne's Victoria's second largest city, and for that reason, it's got its own newspaper. So now, I'm now moving towards thinking I'm near Geelong. But I can see Grovedale. Because Geelong's big enough to have its own fairly extensive network of suburbs. Aha! Grovedale! Boom! Okay, let's zoom in here. Right, so I am near Geelong. That's beautiful. That's very helpful. Okay. Now, let's go back to the starting point. Now I've established that I am in Geelong. I couldn't read that sign, no, but it's a roundabout, so let's see what we can get. Didn't go that way, but I can't go that way, I don't believe. Well, maybe I can, yep, okay. So looking for street names now, because I have established I'm pretty sure I'm in Grovedale, which is near Geelong, suburb of Geelong. Camira Court, okay. Now I don't know how big Grovedale is. So let's just zoom in and have a look and see if we can see Camira Court. Courts are little streets with like this one with dead end streets. No, it says no through road on it. So I'll have a look around there and see if I can see Camira Court. I might be lucky enough to pick it up on this. I'm going to make sure I stay in Grovedale. Grovedale Baptist Church. No, I did see that, didn't I? I was pretty close to that to start with. So, okay. Now, there's the Grovedale Milk Bar, and I came up from down here, didn't I? I believe, because I saw the milk bar from that side. So, I was going to mark the milk bar because I know I was fairly close to that. Camira Court. There's Camira Court. So, I'm now getting closer to where I was. I'm guessing, that roundabout. Let's have a look. That's the roundabout near Camira Court. So, let's Let's see what we can see. I'm looking roughly west-east. And I think Camira Court is to the... Okay, are there any other roundabouts in that area? No, not that I can see. Okay, so I'm guessing I'm fairly close to this roundabout. I'm going to mark that. Now, let's see what we can do. Okay. I'd love a street name to help me. Now, I went that one. Let's see. Okay, can I read these at all? That could be Peter Street. Yeah, that would make sense. That could be Peter. It's very blurred, but the blur I can see does look Peter-like to me. And that would be running west. Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. I'm going to take a bit of chance to see around. Let's see if I can see anything else to give me any more clue. But I am... Ah, that's beautiful. I can read the signs now. Okay, good. I'm definitely near the Peter and Bieski crossroads. So it's a matter of return to start and work out exactly where I am. So I am on the north side of the roundabout, on the western side of the road. So, am I still on the roundabout here? Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll say I am here. It's going to be pretty close. 4 metres, 5,000 points. So that's another good round. Excellent. Okay. What do I get next? Okay. Is this the... Yep, this looks like the dreaded straight road in the middle of nowhere. Okay. All I can say at the moment looks reasonably temperate, which is a large chunk of the country, especially the part... Well, but that might be helpful. Let's have a look. Cummings Drive. Well, it's a street at least. Cummings Drive. Let's have a look down Cummings Drive. 80 zone. Okay, I'm going to have a sip. I can't get down there. Okay, that would have preferred to go down there because I had some more signage, but beggars can't be choosers. But this could be useful. This sign up here. Let's see what we get. Just get a bit beyond it so I can read it. Just Cummings Drive again. Okay, it's not that helpful. There's another sign up here, so that might give me something. Report traffic incidents. 1 through 1700 doesn't mean anything to me at all. That number. Oh, what was that? Hang on. 4. No, it's just a street number or something. 404. Maybe. But okay, so this is not quite the straight road in the middle of nowhere. To be fair, it's straight road in a reasonably rural area, but it's got some more information. Galana Park. Well, it doesn't mean anything to me, but it might be helpful later if I can get some more ideas. I'm looking to try and find, major street signs that tell me cities or something, but I don't think I'm likely to be that lucky at the moment. No. So this could easily be Victoria, it could easily be New South Wales, it could easily be South Australia. It really could be anywhere in Australia just about at the moment, except the actual deep outback. Doesn't look too far north. My impression is more southerly than northerly, but that's a very vague impression. But here we go. Number plate on car. Yellow number plate. You can't read it, but you can see it. Now, yellow... New South Wales has yellow number plates. Most of the rest of the country has white number plates. I think maybe all the rest of the country has. Now, you do get vanity plates, and that's the thing. So you can't be too much. And one number plate doesn't mean much by itself because people from New South Wales do, in fact, leave their state on occasion. But, well, not at the moment. Again, this isn't at the moment. Okay, cool. This is Kapuka. Sturt Highway, okay. Sturt Highway is, I believe, South Australia. We've got the Sturt Highway and the Stuart Highway in South Australia, I believe. But I don't know which highway. That's the Lincoln Highway. That's the Stuart, as I say, you've got the Stuart and Sturt. So that's different. Sturt this way. The name on that one. Okay. Kapuka. So Sturt Highway, say to me, is South Australia. If I said any power poles, any urban power poles, it could be. Let's have a look. Oh dear, let's have a look what we've got here. It's San Isidore. Okay, I don't want to move too far off this point. I want to find the Sturt Highway. That's a B road, so it's not a highway. B A87. Stewart Highway. That is definitely Sturt, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, not Stewart. Higher. Still the higher. Todd. I know there's a Sturt. I'm sure there's a Sturt Highway in South Australia, because it's another thing about, the Sturt and the Stewart, very similar names going in the opposite direction. So if you get the two confused, that's the thing out of Bill Bryson. But I don't know. Flinders Highway, Todd Highway. Come on, shouldn't be that hard to find. The Sturt Highway, surely. Lincoln Highway. Flinders. Maybe looking completely the wrong place. Whoops, don't look into the ocean. Birdseye. Lincoln. Fine. Let's go to Adelaide. Let's go to Adelaide and have a look. Or Augusta. Let's go over close to Adelaide. Maybe that'll help me. Sturt Highway. Right, now I'm on something. It's a long highway, obviously, but it's something at least, say, to make me think. Because it is a very long highway. What is it? I've got Kapuka and San Isidore. Okay. Old Sturt Highway. Glossop. That's a Sturt Highway. Looking for Kapuka. Looking for San Isidore. Highbank. Valkyrie. So I don't think I'm going to get a perfect score on this, because I haven't really got enough information to get precise, even if I do get in. But I'm certainly not going to give up at this point. I want to get closer than just the Sturt Highway. So Greenock, Davison, Sturt Highway, Gawler Aerodrome, Gawler Bypass, Northern XB. That's pretty much where the Sturt Highway starts by the sounds of it. Okay, this looks to me like that's where the Sturt starts. Kapuka. See what we get down here. Oh, again, it's hard to read all of a sudden, isn't it? It annoys me. I had good colours, now I don't. It has some good images, now I don't. Okay, let's back out again, back out. I've got something marked on the Sturt. But I think I can have more success if I go back up here. Let's have a look. It's 100, it's 100. I'm running reasonably west-east. That's just going to be just graffiti, so that's not that helpful. Let's go back to my starting point and think about this. Okay. Yeah, it was Cummings Road, wasn't it? So Cummings Road would be helpful if I can get closer. Cummings Road would be very helpful potentially, but I need something else to give me a bit closer to where I am. So what's this going to be? Probably not going to be that helpful, my guess, but we'll see. Yeah, overtaking lane 2 kilometres ahead. Let's see what we go this way. I'd like to run into a town we can pass through. That'd be useful. It's 10:21. I'm not going to spend much more time on this, but I want to give it at least a few more minutes. I'd love to get some other clue. Just cars. Maybe, we'll see. There's some people who make judgments on the curves of the road and stuff. I've never been much good at that, but I will bear that in mind. We're getting a pretty sharpish turn here. So what I'd like to do is get into a town or something. Surely there must be something soon. I mean, it's a nice road. I mean, it's a highway, obviously, but it doesn't feel like. What's this going to be? Church's Plain. Okay, that could be helpful. Church's Plain. Let's have a look along there. Church's Plain to the south of the highway. Truro, Hannadale, Sturt, Murray, Glossop, Mira, Mark, Mundick, Sturt Highway still. Say, it could be in Victoria. There's no reason I have to be in South Australia. It's the Sturt Highway. I could be in Victoria. Should say it does go into there. Mildura? Doesn't feel like I'm that far up to Mildura, I wouldn't have thought. The Sturt Highway pretty much ends there, I think. Yeah, okay. So I've run out of Sturt Highway. That's alright. Like something else. I just don't want to give up on this. I have got reasonably good. Kapuka. I'm going to have a punt them on the Sturt Highway fairly close to the Adelaide end in a minute, because Kapuka does bear some resemblance, and this does seem like a reasonably... it's not the middle of nowhere. As I said, it's a straight road, but it's not the middle of nowhere. So let's go back to close to Adelaide. Okay. Sturt Highway, Annandale, Halfway House Road, Sturt Highway, Truro, Carrara Hill, Kapuka. Okay, so I'm not going to take much longer. Bingaringa, Barossa Valley, University of Adelaide. So we're just outside, we're not far outside Adelaide now. Okay, it's 10:25. I'm going to be off this in 10:27. I will have a punt. Sturt Highway somewhere near Adelaide, but I'll give myself another couple of minutes just to see if I can get anything else that gives me help. Oh, what was that sign? Okay, that could be useful. Wagga. What? Wagga? Okay, that's confused the hell out of me. That really, that's baffled me. Wagga Wagga? God almighty, the state highway goes all the way up to Wagga. Okay, well, okay, that's something. Okay, that's confused me. I'm glad I got that, though. San Isidore, okay, that was close. I don't think I'm going to get much closer than this, but let's see just what we can get. If we get this Cummings Road. Church's Plain Road, we did see that. Clough. Yarragun. Oh, good grief. Well, this has baffled me. It really has. I really didn't think Said Highway went anywhere up near this far. Okay, yeah. Look, I'm going to get pretty close. I can't see myself. Coleman's Road, Coming Road. Go San Isidore. Let's have a look here. Not getting anything of that. Kapuka Road, Cummings Drive. Okay, hang on. There's Cummings Drive. Cummings Drive. Oh, actually, I'm closer than I thought. That's as close as I'm going to get. That's not a bad guess. 406 metres. That's not bad. I couldn't see myself getting any closer than that. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that. Took me longer than I thought, but Cougal Park, Bill Marshall Drive. Okay, again suburbia, but doesn't feel like around a major city necessarily. It's around a smaller town, but again, it's only just to start with. Bill Marshall Drive, Cougal Park. Okay. Well, let's see what we can get. I haven't got a state yet, so but I was quite happy with that. Yeah, quite happy with that. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we got here. This is not much. Oh, something. It might be a sign. It's just the door handle. Okay. So I'm just looking for something to give me some sort of clue, at least a state. But so far, I've got nothing. Could be just about anywhere in Australia. Took me a while to find the State Highway last time, considering how big it is. Passes through 3 states. That's something to remember for the future. Nice car. I need something here that give me. I'd like a school. Oh, that's different. Okay, it's not a Victorian bus stop sign, so I don't think I'm in Victoria. But again, it still leaves a fair amount of the rest of the country. Autumnal trees. Yeah, very autumnal. Okay. I am now leaning somewhat towards a bigger city because they just have a bigger city. I can't really. Oh, it's Australia. There's a postie. Doesn't help me, but yeah, I'm leaning somewhat towards a bigger city. Out of suburbs, but I couldn't exactly say why. Some of these trees. Okay, okay. Those are rugby goalposts. So that would suggest New South Wales or Queensland, more than it would Victoria, South Australia or Western Australia. So New South Wales or Queensland. I can't notice any yellow number plates, so Queensland perhaps. And they do play rugby in other places, but what are we getting here with these number plates? Yeah, not a lot of yellow there. Oh, that could be useful. What's this? Okay, this could be useful. Some sort of significant infrastructure here. Cherrywood Grove, Opal, specialised aged care. So it's just an aged care facility. But I'm leaning towards Queensland because of the rugby fields. There's quite a lot of rugby. I mean, they do play rugby across Australia, but it's much bigger in New South Wales, Queensland as a sport. And that's a lot of rugby pitches, not just one. So I'm leaning towards Queensland now. But Queensland's getting a pretty big place. Birch Grove Drive. Circle. It could be a council symbol, but there's not one on it. That's interesting. So I'm not getting anything to give me anything more, but I'm leaning towards Queensland. So like a school or something like that. Oh, come on, give me something. Can't be forever. Yeah, okay. So rugby suggests New South Wales or Queensland to me. Number plates do not seem to be yellow, so Queensland rather than New South Wales. It's not really tropical, so the southern parts of Queensland would seem more likely than the northern. Oh, what's that? That could be useful. I can get closer look at that sign. Can I read it? That's the question. Even if I can get close enough, can I get an angle to read it? No, it's blurred. Okay, that's not helpful. Okay. Let's see from this side. Can we? Yeah, blurred. Ah! You don't like me, do you? You do not like me today. It's a little court. Okay, let's go back to my starting point. Bill Marshall Drive. Bill Marshall means nothing to me. It's not a name that leaps out to me as somebody I know who he is, which might have given me some sort of clue. Bill Marshall. So I'm in Queensland. It's 10:33. I won't go past 10:36 unless I get some help. Seaburn Drive. Seaburn Drive. I want a school. I want a business. Something besides suburban houses. The sheer number of houses does imply somewhat that it's a city, like it is Queensland, Brisbane, or somewhere on the Gold. Oh, hang on. Okay, Children Crossing. So maybe we're coming up to a school. Although good, just because there's a park to my left, but maybe we're going to get a school. A school would be helpful. That's that. Around that side. Okay, it's that Opal residential care place. Still, there's another sign that suggests maybe approaching a school. Another Children Crossing sign. It's a park. It's, oh, have I gone back to where I started? Yeah, I think I have. That's irritating. Okay, so real estate signs can be helpful sometimes. So we'll see if we can get a look on this one. But honestly, most of the time they're not that helpful. And yeah, this is how I don't recognise the real estate company, and there's no geographic information on the sign I can read. So it's a little court. Gosh, this is annoying me. Oh, this is starting to look a bit more built up. Orange, okay. Orange is a town, but it could also be the name of the business. Which is a town in New South Wales, I believe. Okay, this is getting more promising. These are some businesses, okay. That's abandoned 1037. This is getting much more promising. I am in Orange, okay. Well, no place don't look yellow to me. I thought Orange was New South Wales. Oh, I've gone wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Ah, dear, where is Orange if it is in New South Wales? Maybe Orange is in Queensland. I thought it was New South Wales. Oh, there's Orange. There's only New South Wales. Okay, so we're getting... okay, this is interesting. So I was looking for yellow number plates and wasn't seeing them. Okay, fine. I know I'm fairly clear I'm in Orange because I've got two business with West Orange Motors at Orange Charo or Cairo. So, I'm on a fairly major road in Orange. West Orange specifically, so I'm coming in from this side. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I say I'd be surprised if I get too close because it was to start with. But I'd like to make some sort of effort. So, if I could figure out where these car places are, I might be happier. West Orange. Well, there's Orange. This West Orange gets specifically marked out on Opal. Okay, Opal Cherrywood Grove. Okay, there's Bill Marshall Drive. Okay, we're getting quite close now. Let's have a look. Return to start. So I've got Bill Marshall Drive. I am on the northern edge of Bill Marshall Drive. Which way does Bill Marshall Drive go? Simon, Bill Marshall, Bill Marshall, Bill Marshall, Bill Marshall. Okay, so I've got Bill Marshall, and I've got Kugel Park, and I've got Simon Drive. Okay. I'm on the corner of Bill Marshall and Simon Drive. Where's Kugel Park? Simon Drive does go all the way around there, doesn't it? That's interesting. Okay, so I could be at either end of that. So I've got to establish which end I'm at. And let's say it's at that end because that looks like that's, yeah, okay, Kugel Park. Right, I'm going to get pretty close on this one. I am looking north. I am just... that's going to be close. Okay. Yeah, 5,000 points. Okay, so this is going quite well. I'm up to the last one, and I haven't had any really great disasters. And now I get not quite a straight road in the middle of nowhere. Excellent. This has got some fairly good information for me. Okay. Goomalibi. Okay, I don't know where Goomalibi is, but it's a start. Don't pay too much attention to number plates anymore. Let's see what we get when we go down here. So Goomalibi could be the town. It's a perfectly decent name for a small town in Australia. Maybe some sort of indigenous word, or at least based on one. But it's not a place I know, so I'm trying to find a bit more information. This feels like Queensland, maybe from the terrain and weather, but let's see what we get here. Benalla. Okay. Benalla. Benalla's a fairly big place, but for the life of me, I can't remember where it is. It's... gosh. Benalla. Doesn't look like... okay. Benalla. Just remember that. I'm just going to do it. It's because Benalla is a fairly prominent location, but I need more because I can't remember which state Benalla's in. I know it's a fairly big place, which is useful, but oh dear, let's see. I think Benalla may be Victoria. I'm embarrassing. My own state. I'm not sure. There's a lot of places with fairly similar names. Benalla. Let's see what we get here. This looks like a major road. So can we get something else on here to give me at least something more to deal with. Okay. Let's see. We've got something, so there's something there. Let's see. Okay. What have we got here? Right. We've got some business signs. Food works. Victoria Bitter. Well, again, it's just possible. But I want to see if I can get anything else that gives me anything. Herald Sun. So again, I'm now leaning towards Victoria because that is a Victorian newspaper thing. That's much more helpful. Okay, Benalla is in Victoria. Excellent. Now, where is it in Victoria? Is it near Warrnambool? Is it near Geelong? I don't know where Benalla is. It's irritating me. I feel like I really should have a good knowledge of where Benalla is, and I certainly do not. Benalla. Still, state's better than nothing. So Victoria. I don't really know I'm going to get anything else that helps me, really, because Benalla is likely the biggest as a rail line. That could be something. School, let's have a look. School might be helpful. But if it's Benalla Primary School or something, it's not going to give me any information I don't already have. But still, it's worth looking. It's a private school that could give me something else. It's looking fairly like it's going to be a... Oh, maybe not. Hang on. Oh, come on. Hang on. No, don't do this to me. Yes, this Benalla College. It is really... I enjoy this game. I'm pretty good at it. I mean, I've only dropped 4 points so far. But to not know the location of a large city in your own state is irritating. You know, I feel like I should be able to immediately just sort of leap onto Benalla and say, yeah, that's what that is, but that could be helpful. Right. Shepparton, yeah, okay, good. That's given me something. That's given me a lot, actually. Shepparton, Yarrawonga. That's given me a big help. That suggests north of Melbourne. Right. Round about here. Yarrawonga, Shepparton, this type of region. Okay, Benalla, right. Beautiful. Right, Benalla, let's find Benalla Secondary or Benalla Peter 12 College. Should be around here. That's so that is a fairly close thing to start with. Okay, let's go back to my starting point. Return to start. I'm on a north-south road on the edge of town, by the looks of it. There's Benalla College. I'm guessing maybe up here. Goomalevi, yes. Okay, cool. This is helpful. This is very helpful. Do I have a street sign? I'll mark Goomalevi because, well, I've got Goomalevi landscapes here, so that suggests I may be on there. Can I get a street name? It really irritates me. You know, when you're driving around these areas, you honestly do want street names. There is one there. It wasn't easy to find, but that's helpful. Quish. Oh, yes, that's very helpful. Very helpful indeed. Okay. So I'm in the right place. I'm right on there, right at the start. This is going to be a good score. 5,000 points. I only dropped 4 points in that game. That's... Yeah, I'm happy with that. It's interesting. It's Australia is the map, but it's all this was concentrated around a fairly small area of southeastern Australia, if you look. So, 3 in Victoria, 2 in New South Wales. Yeah. Okay, that's one of the best I've had for a while. Excellent. Okay, I like that map. Yes. Thank you for watching. Quite happy with that.